Hello and welcome back to the Ultimate Fighting Casuals. Today's video is a little bit different. Again, we're bringing back the new style content, a little bit of an update with some of the things that's been happening in the UFC over the last, say, like 2 to 3 weeks or so. We've definitely had some major announcements made, so it's definitely time to keep you guys updated. I think it's more as well. What's the first one?
The first one on the card today is McGregor-Poirier 3.
Wow, what a big fight, mate.
It's absolutely massive. Not necessarily for the lightweight division, and maybe we thought there'd be a title on this for definite, but McGregor-Poirier, it's the trilogy before anything.
It seems to be it's a 5-round bout, right? We're watching this on July the 10th, so we're still about 3 months out. They've really given this one lots of time, right? We always see with the bigger fighters, they get a lot of time. They're going to do press runs, going to be going around the world, hyping this up, all of that. I'm really glad they made this fight. As Moz said, I did actually think this was going to be for a belt, if you asked me maybe a month ago. I assume, they've just sorted it out with Chandler and Oliveira and thought, look, this belt isn't actually deserved to the winner if McGregor does take it,
100%.
which I'm happy with. So look, I'm just really excited to see these two guys get in there. McGregor has a lot of time, 6-7 months from the first fight, to work on the clear leg kicks which we saw ultimately, make him lose and ultimately made him get knocked out. So what do you think, mate? You excited for this as well?
I'm absolutely buzzing, and I think the thing to point out is that McGregor was doing some really good work in the first fight. When he was landing, he did hurt Dustin. Now, Dustin did so well in showing his resilience and grit and obviously finding a hole in the leg kicks. And what was mad for me in the fight is when it turned, it just seemed to turn so quickly.
Yeah, absolutely.
And within sort of a couple of minutes, McGregor was done. I think if it goes longer, it's going to be a similar kind of dogfight and Poirier is going to wrestle with him and take over. But I really do see McGregor making the changes needed, and I think we'll see him fight for a belt again. I really do. So the next big fight announced recently, obviously we've talked about McGregor, a lot of history with him. Nate Diaz versus Leon Edwards. What is it, 262?
262, yeah, I believe
June.
it is in, it's in June. Yes, exactly.
It's on the same card as Michael Chandler, Charles.
Oh, that's May, sorry, that is May. That's May the 10th, yeah, sorry, it's not in June, it's May. I know it's in May because it's on the same card. As soon as you said that, I was like, boom, it's in May. Okay. Oh, dude, this is the fight. I know you're super hyped for Edwards, and I'm super hyped to see Nate get knocked the fuck out. What do you think, man?
Well, I don't know if we'll see Nate get knocked the fuck out, but what I think we will see is Leon Edwards really come into his own and prove that he's at the top of this welterweight division. His only loss in 9 years is to Kamaru Usman, the champ, who we're talking about maybe being greater than GSP. It's just a matter of time and fights for him.
Absolutely, mate.
Leon Edwards is one of the best welterweights on the planet right now. Nate Diaz is going to give him the eyes and the opportunity to be able to prove that.
I mean, that's exactly what this fight is for me. If you had to say everything that we've been saying over the last couple of months and summed it up, like, what does Edwards need? Saying, no, he needs this for his career. We're saying all this stuff.
Attention.
Yeah, exactly. It's attention, right? He needs eyes on him. He needs the world to know who Leon Edwards is. All these stuff we've said about him is true. He's only lost once in 9 years. Incredible. Like, do you know what I mean? These stats don't come around every now and then.
No.
They do come around every now and then. They aren't regular,
Absolutely.
And I feel like this is Edwards' big break. This is his big chance. You basically couldn't ask for a better fight, Leon. Like, genuinely you couldn't.
100%.
This guy hasn't been in the octagon for 16 months. Yes, he's a vet. Don't get it twisted. He's an absolute vet. But you're going 5 rounds of him. If anything, that's just going to prolong the damage you can do to him. You can definitely win this fight, and it's massive for your career. Massive for his total chances, if you had to ask me. And I honestly think it could propel him, mate. What about you?
I 100% agree. Just to jump off the back of the title chances, I think if he wins this fight, Colby Covington, mate, you've sat by and it's gone.
Yeah, I agree, mate.
He needs to win another fight.
This is
so
it, though.
If Leon Edwards can do this, he's next after Masvidal.
For Usman, absolutely. Usman's going to clean out Masvidal, mate. If Edwards clean out Diaz, completely agree with you. He will get that title fight, and Colby has fucked it waiting by. But I'm scared they might tee them two up.
I agree.
That's what I think they could be waiting on. This fight is not that far away, right? This is literally we're a month or so out, right? It's not that far away. It seems like it's going to be one of those where we wait and see what happens, but hopefully Leon can come out on top. I'm just super excited to see him back in the octagon again. Okay, so unfortunately some bad news. We have Darren Till out of this weekend's bout versus Vettori. Super unfortunate. It seems that Till has broken his collarbone, I believe, or like his shoulder. Is his collarbone, right? Yeah, I mean, it's just super disappointing as English fans, as Till, as UFC fans, everything basically. It's just super disappointing, right? Even if you aren't English or whatever, you still want to see Till rise. His personality and everything for the game is great. 100%. And this is unfortunately going to prolong it for a few more months. So what do you think about it, mate?
I really do worry for Till because I think that this Vettori fight was really good. In the middleweight division, there's some real killers coming off a loss. Like Paulo Costa's now out there, and so is Jared Cannonier. So I mean, a win either over those puts him right in the title shot with Adesanya.
Absolutely.
Like we were talking about, a win over Vettori would. But it's a much harder fight, if we're honest.
Absolutely, mate. It's going to be a much harder fight. I actually have that on my notes, that the Vettori fight probably isn't back on the cards after this. So this is probably it. It's one of them sort of like, it's probably not going to happen. It's unfortunate. The time's going to move past. You know, he might pick up a win or whatever, so you never know what's going to happen. But the point is, the fight that he's going to now have to come back into the UFC with is going to be a lot harder, most likely, right? And it's going to be towards summertime. There's going to be arenas, crowds back on, things like that. So I think that could play a part. What about you?
I agree. I think we could see him maybe fight someone like a Derek Brunson coming off a win, but then a win like that doesn't put him in the title picture for me.
You're right, sure.
But I agree. I think we could see, with the wealth of UK talent building up and obviously the vaccinations going well, we could get a really nice UK card at the end of the year with
what I'm hoping
either
for.
Till or Edwards headlining. So no, I think it's a good shout. So the fight with Vettori is off for Darren Till, but coming in to replace him is a man coming off a loss, but a big opportunity for Kevin Holland. What do you think?
Yeah, well, it was a big loss, wasn't it, really, in his career? I think the Derek Bronson, as he sort of said, is the sort of gatekeeper to that division. If he beats him, it means a lot, etc. Obviously, he lost, and he's known as Big Mouth. He did give it the large, and he lost. But one thing I just want to give Kevin Holland massive credit for is, look, you can hate on all the Big Mouth stuff you want, and a lot of people have said that, you know, his mouth's going to stop him from getting to the top. Look, he's always there picking up the phone when the UFC call. Not everyone is what you want them to be. He's happy doing that, and he's taking fights and he's getting paychecks. Good for Kevin Holland. He's shown his attitude from last year. Why he was like the second or most joint top fighter last year with 5 fights or whatever it was. So
5 wins in 7 months.
Yeah, that's just absolutely ludicrous. So look, fair play to him. I'm really excited to see him versus Vettori on like a tactical basis. I'm sure he can go into it, but I'm sure Kevin won't have too much planned for Vettori himself. It would be more like working on his own game plan 100%. And stuff. But what do you think, mate?
I think that always works out better for a fighter, to be honest.
Yeah,
especially with somebody as aggressive and potentially dangerous as Vettori. It's talked a lot about his passion, right, and how much he wants to come in and knock your head off.
Yeah, absolutely.
But realistically, Kevin Holland is going to in there, do his thing, and I think we're going to see a decent fight. But I don't think he'll have plugged the holes, and I think if Vettori uses the blueprint that Brunson showed last week, he'll come out just fine.
Okay, so that is all of the main news stories for today, but there are like a few little things to mention which are like really, really exciting. For example, stadiums are back.
I can't wait.
Yeah, I literally cannot fucking wait, mate. We've obviously got Vettori this weekend, and then we have the Gaston and Whittaker fight the following week. But it's the Usman Masvidal card. The other ones I think are going to be like at the Apex Center or somewhere like that. But we've got Usman versus Masvidal, which is the big fight, the big one that's going to kickstart the summer for the UFC, and the stadiums are back. I'm so fucking excited for that. So that's massive. Keep an eye out for that. It's going to be make the fight so much different. Absolutely. We've also got the Ultimate Fighter coming back, which is like super exciting. I actually think we should make videos on that and keep up to date. Like, there's so many cool ideas we can do with that. I'm super excited, but coaching it, I mean, let them know, Moz.
So obviously it's a called off fight. It's Brian Ortega versus Alexander Volkanovski. They're the coaches. Obviously, we talked about it in our last sort of casual catch-up. A little bit of a weirdness around sort of the COVID situation. Volkanovski stayed in America. We said that he went back to Australia in the last video. That's not the case.
Not the case, yeah.
But obviously managed to work himself a tough deal into the picture. So
that's massive to him. I mean, dude, I found out a little bit more to add on to that, by the way. So I did think he went back because he said he was going home. Yeah, he did. So like that is what happened. We were right at the time. But what seems to have happened is what you've just said, which he sort of made a deal with Tough or whatever to sort of do it. And now he's stayed in America for that. I do just want to clarify some of my comments I said, though. I was half joking, half being serious. I do think it was super weird how that fight like randomly got cancelled and out of thin air. No one mentioned anything. Gone. That was weird. But Volkanovski did put a post up on his Twitter, on his Instagram, earlier this week, saying that coronavirus seriously kicked his ass, and he's only just got over it, and he's still feeling a bit shitty. So look, I'm just not going to make up any more conspiracy theories. Going off that, I hope he's better and I hope he's good. And look, maybe it might work out for the better after all now. He's in the Ultimate Fighter. That is absolutely fucking awesome. So that's a huge bit of news. It just looks wicked. So just one final little bit of news as well. It looks like John Jones won't be getting paid as of right now by the UFC. A few sources and news articles coming out the last couple of days. It looks like they're more leaning towards the Derek Lewis fight. That also might not be on though. We're not 100% sure. Money here, everything's all up there. The baseline of it is what you really need to know as a casual is that they aren't looking to pay John Jones the 20, 30, 40 million he's asking for. They're more looking to go towards a smaller fight where they can capitalise on the money more and ultimately what I believe is make Francis a bigger, scarier champion, which will then maybe tee up the Jones fight. But in my opinion, they're just not going about it the right way. What about you, mate?
No, I agree. And I think fighting Derek Lewis is a bit of a weird one. It feels like a bit of a step back, to be honest. I know Derek Lewis has been 1-1 with wins and losses, and he's put a bit of a streak together. But ultimately, I think we all want to see John Jones, and there's nobody more deserving of a title shot at heavyweight, just because of the way the division is at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
So realistically, Dana, get your wallet out, pucker up, and give him the bag. Because we all want to see it, and we'll all give you the 25 quid for the pay-per-view. So do it.
Okay, so that is the end of today's video. Thank you so much for watching. We've really enjoyed doing these chill news videos as well, keeping you guys updated. You are casual fans, hopefully, as well as we are, you know. So thank you again for watching the video. Be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that cool shit. Anything from you at all, Moz?
Check the Insta out. But yeah,
you know where that
watching.
shit is. Yeah, down below. Absolutely. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.